Florio here joining us now. What's the latest and what are you hearing?
Well, Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones have been exceptionally positive about the performance and the fit of Mike McCarthy. They understand that this year injuries have been an issue, but they also realize the importance of continuity. Are those dispositive? No, but if you talk to people in the building, they're significant factors.
What do you think will happen? What does the future look like for Mike, Coach?
I don't think Jerry Jones has made up his mind yet. I think he's going to evaluate these last 3 games and make a decision from there. There was an assumption coming into this season that his future was going to be based on playoff success. They're 6-8. They're out of the playoffs. The team has regressed. So I see in these last 3, if they win 3 and they finish 9-8 and finish on a strong note, I could see them continuing. But if they lose 3 against some tough opponents and they finish 6-11, I think that's a harder sell to the Dallas Cowboy fan base.
And the thing to remember, if Jerry Jones decides to make a change, there's no buyout. Contract expires. He walks away, McCarthy walks away, and that's the end of it.
Well, this season, you know, Dallas 1-6 at home. They have 8 losses. Like, that's the most losses Mike McCarthy's had since 2020. What kind of coach are you looking for if you do make the decision to cut ties?
Well, you got to ask yourself, how desirable is the job when you've got a lot of top-heavy salaries? You don't have a lot of young guys coming up through the pipeline that you like. It's going to be a tough call.
Yeah, the job is desirable. It's the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, so there's no question about that. There are some issues.
Yeah. You say otherwise.
Yeah. but there are some challenges, the dynamics of the organization you got to work through.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
Yesterday, we had the Chiefs taking on the Texans, and there were a couple of injuries that we most certainly want to update, starting with the emotional injury of Tank Dell for the Texans.
Yeah, Maria, he suffered a dislocated kneecap, stayed the night in the hospital in Missouri, returned to Houston today, but they still haven't made a decision on whether or not he's going to have surgery on that injury. And Coach D'Amico Ryans was asked today whether they'll be adding a receiver in advance of the Christmas game on Wednesday. He said it's too early to think about that. They've already lost Stephon Diggs to a torn ACL, and John Mechie missed yesterday's game with a shoulder injury. Chris Jones, the Chiefs defensive tackle, suffered a calf injury yesterday. I'm told it's 50-50 at best for him on Wednesday. They're basically taking it minute by minute, trying to get him ready for the game.
Mike, what's the latest on the Eagles' top 2 QBs?
Well, Maria, you mentioned that Jalen Hurts suffered that first quarter concussion. After the game, Coach Nick Sirianni declined to address the severity of the injury. The way it works for any NFL player, there's a 5-step process that you have to go through, culminating in both team physician and independent neurologist clearing the player to return to play. The bad news for the Eagles, Kenny Pickett suffered a rib injury in the second half. He had x-rays after the game. He said he should be good to go next weekend, but he will have more tests on Monday. And the only other quarterback in the building is Tanner McKee.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.